Hey, it's Retired at 40. Today we're doing a variety of fruits, and ever since I introduced my niece to freeze-dried fruit, it tops her Christmas list every year. So I'm going to do this for her, and I'm doing a couple new things that I haven't done before. And I've actually pre-frozen everything this time. It's not something I usually do, but I've been hearing a lot of feedback about that, so I'm going to give it a try. So today I'm doing some apple slices, some pineapple, some mango, which I have never tried, some raspberries, which I have not tried, and some diced bananas. And like I said, I've pre-frozen all this time. I've heard a lot of feedback, and I just am curious to see what the difference is, if there's an improvement with pre-freezing it. Alright, I'm going to flip my machine on here. And then, according to my cheat sheet here, I do have pineapple, and pineapple does 12 hours of freeze time, 12 hours of drying time. Take a moment to check my cheat sheet video out if you haven't. I'll put a link above, and I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out if you haven't checked that out yet. Just so we can keep an eye on our kilowatt hours, you can see that the kilowatt meter is set at 0. Now we're going to go to Customize and adjust cycle times. Final dry is going to be 12 hours. And we're going to go to start and pre-frozen. Just as I suspected, it looks like it's going to be a long process this time. We're just over 21 hours right now of total. And we just got into the final dry, so it's looking like it's going to be a long one. So we ended up with a really long 32-hour and 45-minute cycle. Not a big surprise with that pineapple and the mango in there. That kind of stuff usually takes quite a bit of time because it has a lot of water in it. Let's check our kilowatt meter and see what we ended up with there. Ended up with 23.82 kilowatt hours. I'm going to go ahead and drain this tank and see what our food looks like. Alright, everything looks like it got done. I'm real anxious to try this mango, so let's take this upstairs and get it into some ball jars, and we'll do a taste test. So after almost 33 hours, I think that the pre-freezing everything, I think that did help. I've done bananas before, and I think I have done raspberries before, and it seems like it took a lot longer than that. Usually the food that has a lot of water in it takes, I don't know, upwards of 48 hours. And so 33 hours, I think that's actually a pretty big improvement in my opinion. So I'm not going to bore you with the reconstituting the bananas. I do have a video on that already, and I can already tell by the texture of the raspberry it's not going to reconstitute well. It's probably going to turn into kind of a pile of mush, just like the bananas do. The pineapple and the mango, I think, will actually reconstitute somewhat well. We'll give that a try here in a second. So I'll just give you a close-up of what everything looks like. The mango almost reminds you of spray foam. It's got that same texture and same look to it. And the pineapple is very airy, kind of like a lot of the fruits that you freeze dry. It once the water is all out, it's very light and airy. All right, so we're eager to try the mango, so we're all going to try it together and give our thoughts. What do you think?
Good.
What do you think?
Good.
So the mango to me is kind of like a lot of the other fruits. It seems like it pulls a lot of the flavor out once the water is out of there. The raspberries are the same way. They take a lot of the flavor out, it seems like. Bananas and the pineapples, to me, are better freeze-dried than they are regular. I like them a lot better. I'm going to reconstitute these. I think the best way is just to ease into it. I usually like to take a wet paper towel and just drape it over here and let it sit for a little bit. If anyone has a better way to reconstitute the fruit, then please leave a comment in the comments section. I always look forward to hearing from you guys. So these have been sitting here for about 15 minutes with a paper towel on them, and it doesn't seem to be really cutting it. So I think I'm going to move these to a bowl and actually dip them in water, see what happens. So these have been sitting for about another half an hour. The raspberries are really having a hard time absorbing the water again. They're still kind of just airy and crunchy. Pineapple is doing pretty good. I think the pineapple is just about the way it should be. And the mango also. The texture is a little bit spongier than it would be before we freeze dried it, but really it actually did a lot better than I thought it would. I think the best way for freeze-dried fruits still, in my opinion, is just eat them freeze-dried. It's almost like a candy instead of something that you would use for food preservation. Well, freeze-dried fruits are always one of my favorites. I think they are one of the best things in the freeze dryer. I do like them just freeze-dried and not try to reconstitute them. I like them a lot better when they're just in freeze-dried form. My niece will be a very happy camper for Christmas. These make a great gift to give. Until next time, this is Retired at 40. Remember to live life simple. We'll catch you next week.